Welcome to the Gfinity Arena. Welcome to the headline act in the Elite Series Counter-Strike competition. Tonight, we have Method against Epsilon in a one-map shootout. Both of these sides debuted new players with spectacular results in week 1. They launched into season 2 in style.
Good performance. Team Epsilon, I think they've just got the confidence, they've got the great teamwork already, so I think it's got to be A-star.
This man is inhuman!
Methods, there are signs that they are a powerhouse this season. I'd probably give them a B+.
Crucial gets the frag over an audacious play. That is so spectacular.
Tonight's match is in fact the 4th in a busy day of Counter-Strike here in the heart of West London. Earlier, we had a first victory for Reason over Prophecy, who are still winless in Season 2. Endpoint's triumph in the domestic tear-up with Excel, and Team Infuse pulled off a huge upset, beating series favourites Envious in our 3rd match. Right then, here we are then, up here, players are getting ready for Epsilon, our last match of the day. Then for my sister from another mother, it's, of course, Lottie.
Nice
that doesn't even make sense, but I like that. That's the way we roll here. Great day, matchup 1. It was a brilliant encounter, Prophecy taking on Reason. What did you see from that match?
Well, it was a 16-8 match. Prophecy, not a great economy. I mean, Reason tore it up for them, so it was very difficult for them to get any sort of win back, or come back from that as well. Close game though, it was a close game, but I did enjoy it. I saw some good stuff, so I'm expecting big things from Reason next week.
Yeah, and you know all the pundits are putting sort of a grading for the teams. What would you give a Reason on today's performance? Today's
performance, I was impressed. I was impressed how they destroyed the economy. I would give them a B+.
A B+? Ooh, quite critical
but
as well.
Stuff left in the tank, come on, A+ me.
She's no pushover, Lottie. Right, I'm going to move on down. I'm going to leave Epsilon and Lottie up here. I'm going to move down on here. This is where the casters hang out, and they are over here. We have got Jackie just flying in for one of those. Do you like that? He didn't like that.
Ooh.
Okay, fair enough. And Snot's over here as well. Gentlemen, we've had some great matches. We had match 1. And then for matchup 2, we had Endpoint versus Excel, the best of British and Irish. And it didn't disappoint, did it?
No, obviously, very back and forward game. And somehow, some way, Endpoint managed to string so many rounds together towards the latter portions of the game when Excel were leading. And they're the ones that actually managed to bring it back. So definitely, probably in terms of viewership and watching the game, definitely the best one of the day so far.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is some fantastic footage from today. And just get a quick word on Dust 2, and a revamped map. We should definitely talk about that. It's had, we said it earlier,
facelifted, yeah.
Botox, yeah, that was the one we said. Yeah, same thing, not that we'd know. The point is, it's exciting, that map, and how are people responding to that in the community?
Obviously, everybody likes new things, the game being changed and updated to keep it basically have the evolution of the game continuing so that people keep coming back for more, essentially. One of the problems with Counter-Strike is you play the same map over and over and over again, that sometimes it can be boring, and having the facelifts and the change to the map definitely are warranted.
Yeah, and would we make a Little Britain sort of comment, like a quote of like, Dust, anybody?
Yeah, I mean, that's available. You could go for that if you want, Tom.
Do you have any others, Jackie?
What, from there?
No,
I mean, you kind of cap out at that point, didn't you, really?
Well, listen, you know what? I'm looking forward to coming over and chatting with more quotes on Little Britain. I'm not going to do that. I'll walk over this way, where I have 2 fine specimens, but unfortunately, we had to remove them and replace them with the 2 legendary guys, Herald and Csgo. Look at that stare from Herald. We have not got on all day, just 3 crackers. But gentlemen, matchup 3, we've just witnessed it. Infuse taking on Envious. Csgo, you predicted Infuse to have an upset, and they did. Incredible scenes beating Envious.
Yeah, they were very prepared, like Neil was saying. They played the last week, ready for Cobble, and they showed it, honestly. They were incredible. It was a really good performance.
And Herald, what did you see from that match 3?
Just absolutely shambles, really. Envious falling apart there, not able to get footing the entire game, and well, the result shows it. They did manage to have a little bit of a comeback, but when you're 11-0 down, it is not easy to get back into that game. You can see Neil, and they're very emotive, very expressive, very passionate about his Counter-Strike.
Yes, he is. He's a capital P for passionate. With Envious losing, does this prove that it's a more even playing field this season in the Csgo of the Elite Series?
I'd definitely say so. Like, last season I felt like we had a bit of a separation by about week 3, but I feel like this season anybody can, seem to take it. Like, Prophecy are a bit trailing behind now, but 1 win and suddenly they're back in the middle of the pack. So it's a very even playing field.
And season 2, we've changed the format. It's only 1 map at the moment in the qualifiers, 8 teams there before we get to semi-finals. Has that made it more exciting for the viewers at home, wherever they might be, and for us here in the arena?
I feel like it definitely has. Like, it's a bit more, do or die. Every round means something quite big. Obviously, the 10-round barrier you have to reach if you want a point. That kind of adds to the whole intensity of it, really. Like, every team, normally you throw away around and be like, that's just an eco round, doesn't really matter. But, we've seen plenty of that today. Eco rounds where they shouldn't have won. So it's just a bit intense, really.
Yeah, Harold, obviously with this one-map format, could we get to see you back up there competing amongst these
When
peers?
you say back up there?
Well, I mean, you were up there earlier. I saw you snooping around. So will you maybe possibly be out there, give it a go? This is an exciting format.
I think it's very unlikely, but if anyone is in the market for a coach, I'm quite good at yelling. I know
and you command the space
the very
because
basics of Counter-Strike, and I'm very good at being aggressive towards other players. So, I mean, I'm not selling myself here, but if anyone's looking,
you're trying to sell yourself.
Csgo.
Prophecy, would you help Prophecy? They've got no point.
Nothing can help Prophecy.
Wow.
No, I joke. They need to come together as a team and work on their skill. Right now they are struggling, and if they don't get some points on the board very, very soon, I mean, even Excel, who have lost both their games, at least they've put the work in so they get themselves 10 rounds. They can work on the back of that. They've had 2 tough games. Now they can turn that around. But Prophecy, really, they are in the dumps. Endpoint, 6 points, top of the leaderboard.
Yeah. But those matchups between Method and Epsilon, one of those teams will go joint top if they get that win today. So it's all to play for. Week 2, you want to keep making sure that you're up there in the top 4 to go through to the playoffs, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. The system allows for no draws. So, no matter what, we're seeing new winners every week, potentially. At some point, Prophecy will probably pick up their first round, assuming they do improve over the weeks. I would like to see them improve. I thought they were going to win today, and frankly, they've disappointed me.
They have disappointed you, and there's no.
My grading is going
feeling.
further down from D+.
It's like
it's just going further.
Well, of course, it's like when your parents say, we're not angry, we're disappointed, and that's how they'll feel right now, knowing that SEO is disappointed. Let's move on to a team that have impressed you so far, Method. Their lineup tonight, quite an exciting lineup there.
Yeah, arguably the most star-studded lineup which has UK players in it right now that we have in the UK. So, last week they showed that they have the power. They were 15-3 up, something like that, and they could have easily won at 16-3 and shown that they are a powerhouse in this league. But I hope for another good performance from them, especially Crucial. He was incredible last week. Yeah,
indeed. And who stands out for you in that Method lineup, Harold?
I mean, everyone really is standing out, but Crucial, massive player, fragging ability is insane. Surreal, he may have struggled over in America, but coming back to England, this is his home turf. He's very, very skilled when you give him the opportunity. Rifling especially, he will go crazy, so give him the opportunity, he'll take it. Pulse, always consistent, always gives you the frags you want. Genko can go off. Neil Zini, the only player that you wouldn't say is the insane fragger, but there is so much skill on that roster that anyone can step up at any time and be the impactful player that they need.
Yeah, indeed. Now, they will be taking on Epsilon, a fully changed lineup, which is surprising, seeing as they won with their previous lineup in Season 1. But they're going to be led by Jay-Z Walkins. Quite the player, as we even chatted to him after their win last week.
Yeah, last week we kind of didn't really know some of the names. We were kind of curious to see how good they were, and they showed it. They beat the XL side, who would be slowly bigging them up over the season. They'd been proving doubts wrong, all that sort of stuff. But honestly, they handily took them aside and got the W quite easily.
They did indeed. It's a hard knock life for anybody they're facing today when they go up against Jay-Z Walkins. What did you make of them, Harold, from week 1?
Well, obviously they were fantastic. We saw great individual performance all over the place, but they're going to really meet their match today. I think Method is one of the teams that is going to put up the exact challenge that they need. It's not a massively team-oriented group of people. It is a group of people that is very, very skilled. So it's going to be very difficult for Epsilon. And the same for Method. It's going to be very difficult. This is going to be a really, really interesting game.
Now, when we get to the vetoes at some point, we'll have the captains down here. What map will be what map would you like to see tonight?
Dust 2.
Yeah, fair enough. I was going to say nuke.
Yeah, I'd like to see.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't want to see nuke.
No one wants to see nuke.
No,
Well, don't joke with me like that, because that really does worry me. So there we can see in the background Dust 2, a very exciting map. It had the facelift. I did talk to Snod about this. I'll get your viewpoint on this. But you may have seen the news about it being revamped. Where are you going?
I'm walking in Dust 2.
You know you're flying. Do the flying.
No.
Okay, fair enough. Look, it does look like a beauty. We did ask you earlier on today to get in touch and let us know what you think. And Lottie can tell us what you've been saying.
Thank you, Tom. I'm here with Zinkin from Epsilon. And we were discussing earlier on Twitter, what map would you replace with Dust 2? Because Dust 2 is updated, it's new, it's an original, people love it. So we were asking people, what would you replace with it? And Twitter has said nuke and cobblestone. Yeah. Zinkin, what do you think? Is that about right?
Yeah, I think it's right. I think Dust 2 is a map that very many people like to play, and people are getting tired of nuke and cobblestone, I think.
So it's rather than anything else, it's just being tired of it, a bit bored. Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
That's it. And would you prefer to play Dust 2 over every single other map?
No, not every single map. I like Mirage and Cache and Overpass and maps like them. Very nice, but Dust 2 is nice as well.
There you go, Zinkin says he agrees with you guys at home as well. So there you go. Thank you so much for joining in our poll today. Tom, back over to you.
Thank you very much, Lottie. So I'm now joined on this rather overcrowded table at the moment. Harold, why can't you sit? It's embarrassing for SEO. Don't do that to him. Why is this happening?
As well.
Yeah,
it doesn't help.
You look a little bit like the red or blue pill at the moment in the Matrix. But anyway, listen, we're about to do the map veto, so we've welcomed down Neil Zeno and Jay-Z Walkins right down here. So what will happen is we will find out right now, as I'm being told, that Epsilon won the toss and have elected Method to veto first. Neil Zeno, have you got a plan in mind?
Yeah, we're going to ban Mirage first.
Straight away, not even mucking about. I didn't even know if the adjudicator was ready. That's how keen he is to get this going. They've banned that, so what are you going to say, Jizz?
We're going to ban Train.
Okay, straight away, banning Train.
We're going to ban Overpass.
Overpass is gone. It's out of there. Don't even think about using Overpass.
It's fine. We're taking away Inferno.
Okay, Inferno's gone as well. There's a man who's smiling, twitching, trying to work out which ones are left. What we've got left, we've got Nuke, Cobble, and Cache.
Gonna get rid of Nuke then.
Nuke is gone. If you were planning Nuke, you can't have it.
Okay, we're taking away Cobble, so it's gonna be Cache then.
Okay, Cache it is. So that's official. SEO, let's get your thoughts while the guys are down here. We're going to have Cache, an exciting map.
I'd definitely say so. I believe Epsilon are quite ready for that, considering Method have usually played Cobble quite a bit. But we saw Epsilon and Cache last week, so it can kind of go both ways. You could have seen the VOD from last week and actually gone over the game. Okay,
wise words there from SEO. Gentlemen, enjoy the rest of the game. I was hearing in my ear that we can't show the camera shot of you two standing next to each other. Go on, why not? It's ridiculous. Have a look at that. There they are. Fight night is about to begin. It is going to be Method versus Epsilon. I'm going to send you captains back up the tunnel right now. Thank you very much to the adjudicating team. Gentlemen, Cache, what do you think about
over here just so I can get away from him?
I'm just going to let you know there's a box down there. He's standing on it.
I need no boxes.
So gentlemen, Cache, an exciting map. Will we see the best of both teams on this map?
I feel like it'll be quite a balanced playing ground, really. Like, I mentioned that Epsilon played it last week, and for me, that actually favours Method quite a bit. Like, they could have watched the light game last week and, you know, got their defaults down, like, covered that sort of stuff, what executes they do. So, in the sense that it is kind of balanced in that sense. Epsilon do have the side that they are, they got their pick, technically. This last two maps in the veto, if you choose to go second in the coin toss, it means you choose the map right at the end. We'll never see somebody go first, as far as I believe, anyway. There's no reason to.
OK, well, it's going to be exciting. Harold, quick question. Do you fancy a break so we can get some chairs, maybe a little drink, some nibbles?
We could do. I just wanted to touch on one point, if we've got a second, that, like you say, it is going to be the best of both worlds, because you've got players on there that can chill it out, take it slow, and you have got the players that can rock out the show, so you are going to get the best of both worlds. Mix it all together, and you know that you're going to get the best of both worlds.
Brilliant. Best of both worlds. I think that was the best of both worlds, like a Jay-Z and R. Kelly.
Hannah Montana.
Anyway, listen, let's roll on from here. We'll have a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the action from these two epic teams. Method taking on Epsilon. We'll see you in a second. So it's the Gfinity Arena. Welcome back. We're about to have our last match of the day. It is going to be a beauty. It's Method versus Epsilon. There are 2 points to pick up on, though, and please do bear with me as I do this. Number 1, OK, you did say the best of both worlds. I then quoted Jay-Z and R. Kelly. That is an album from 2002. They did a collaborative album. Number 2, so back in your box. Secondly, I said you were standing on some sort of box. You denied that adamantly. You were like, I was not standing up when I was stood next to Csgo. And at which point, we have a picture. If you look right now on the screen, bottom right, you will see that you are on tippy toes.
That's a reflection.
That you are
it's a reflection.
You are on tippy toes to try and
that
prove
is some kind of
how
optical illusion. Whoever's in production, that's sneaky. That's sneaky. I won't have that.
You've been dug out there, sir. I rest my case. Yes, best of both worlds, and your lyrics were for Hannah Montana as well. Listen, it is an exciting way to end the day. Method and Epsilon, both coming back off wins from week 1. Can I get your predictions and why for who is going to win?
I think, Harold, you go first. Yeah.
Harold first. Okay,
Yeah.
that's your prediction.
All right.
Coming up with it. The man on tippy toes right now, or heels.
I'm a
Which
good
one is
man
it?
like you. I am going to go with the English method.
And why?
Why?
And
I have
why?
to justify myself.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Because I feel it's a very skilled roster. It puts a similar play style to Epsilon, and I think they're going to do it better.
Yes, I think that's based on all of those surreal thoughts that Harold has. But Csgo, he's saying Method. Are you going to go with Epsilon, or are you going to go with Method?
I think I'm going to double down on the Method pick. I just feel like they've got a better lineup, better players, and they'll just ultimately take it.
I didn't offer you a doubling down option, but thank you very much for doing that in the casino world. Listen, I believe that Lottie is up there at the moment. What was the reaction from the players after the pick of Cash today?
Well, everyone's feeling pretty good, actually. I've spoken to a few players. I've spoken to Zinken from Epsilon behind me. One of his favourite maps is Cash, so they're extremely happy with this one. They're very serious, practising nice and hard. I also went and had a little chat with Neil as well, and he's super prepared. He didn't say much to me. He just sort of looked at me and said, I got this. So, I don't know, Tom. I think it's a pretty even scoreboard to start with, so we're going to have to wait and see who takes this map.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, I'm right down with the lovely casters, Snods and Jackie. We're all topped up on drinks and snacks. So I've got some information for you, gentlemen.
Go for it.
With this, Epsilon made a last-minute substitution change. Moken is out, and I believe he's been replaced. I'll get...
By Krilly?
Krilly, yes, I believe so, yes.
Jack, do you know who that player is?
No.
Take me back. Take me back. Take us back.
Honestly, mate, I don't know who he is.
Really? OK.
Yeah, you know.
So we could, is it an unknown quantity tonight?
Yes, exactly. We've seen some subs like that before from FPLC and some other places like that. Players that played in the Gfinity Online series and they got drafted in. So unknown quantity, yes. Problem is he going to be able to match up versus players like Surreal, Crucial? That probably not.
It's interesting. They could have brought in Smear, which is interesting.
I said that, yeah. I said, why not just bring in Smear instead of subbing in players which are, as you said, unknown?
Yeah, I mean, and Krilly, we'll find out if he's Swedish as well, because obviously the rest of the lineup is Swedish. You want to have the best communications between player to player. Maybe, and that was one of the reasons why Smear definitely tweeted about it, that it's because he doesn't speak Swedish. There may be more to that story than meets the eye. But nevertheless, I mean, we look at this lineup for Method, moving on to them. Exciting lineup, got that win because they were bitterly disappointing in Season 1.
It's true, right? And actually, going into Season 1, Method were the team we expected to be at least in the top 4. They were the best UK team at the time. It all crumbled away, and they were left just looking like a pile of rubble. Now they've come back in, looking a bit chiseled, they're looking defined. It's quite nice.
Yeah, it is indeed. Now, I'm just getting reports that Krilly is Swedish, so you will not have to worry about those communications or have to be Pidgin English or anything like that, or Pidgin Swedish being back and forth up there.
Swinglish, I think they call it.
Do they call it Swinglish?
Yeah.
That sounds like a great ball game. You should try Swinglish.
Up for another round of Swinglish?
Oh, mate, crack out the Swinglish. Listen, gentlemen, Cash, an exciting map, and I know you're going to enjoy this one, so I'll leave it with you. It's Epsilon taking on Method, last match of week 2.
It is indeed Cash, Tom. Thank you very much.
Arrivederci.
Ciao bello.
Anyway, Cash. In terms of the maps and the vetoes, I feel like Method are going to be happy with this one. A map like Cash is going to be favouring this more skilled team, and on paper, yes, you've got Jay-Z, you've got KFC played well last week, Zinken as well. The issue right now here for Epsilon is, can they match the pure firepower, star power, and skill on the Method side?
Well, as the Wu-Tang Clan once said, cash rules everything around me, Snods. So I'm interested to see how this is going to go down.
That's one of the references I actually get that you said.
There you go, mate. You know a little bit about Wu-Tang. That's all right. I like pass.
So obviously the 9th round is underway. But then again, a map like Cash doesn't really make too much of a difference. The halves are very, very equally matched up. Usually, what, 60-40 in favor of the T side sometimes. Usually expecting 9-6s, 8-7s in favor of the terrorist side here. It's one of the few maps, like the old edition of Cobblestone, where you actually did favor the Ts.
I'm interested to see as well, just purely on a standpoint of how Method are going to play overall today. Method are sort of the team that I've got so much in my head of how they should be able to play these things, right? Because we've seen these players on so many interlaced lineups before, and they can do an abundance of damage. They're all incredibly talented. Epsilon, for me, it's an unknown quantity, so I can never really rest too much sort of on them, but I'm always expecting more from Method. So I need to see how they're playing, especially in the early game.
I mean, one of the things Harold said on the desk, right, is the fact that these teams play very similar. You lead with the AWPer, Jay-Z being your star player, you let him lead with the AWP. He's the one that goes for those first initial kills. He's the player that's trying to set up the rounds. On the T side, on the CT side, he's the one playing aggressive, roaming across the whole map trying to find those first picks. Problem is, in terms of AWPing and pure firepower and capability, you could be matching those players up, right? Crucial and Jay-Z. You can argue they're at 50-50, okay? Problem is, when you go down those lists, right, you're bringing out Surreal, Jenko, and whatnot, you're going to be putting them above players like Zinkin and, of course, Kevzi. So that is the only issue I can see. Obviously, last week, Epsilon looked very strong on Cash, especially on the CT side. Jay-Z played phenomenally. But then, how much was that? Epsilon playing sick, and obviously a poor performance instead from Excel.
I think a lot of it can be set to the fact that Excel as well, they made a lot of silly mistakes in terms of their utility usage. They weren't clearing angles together. They were facing things they had no reason to face. It seemed like it was a structural breakdown, right? Whereas
bad comms as well.
If we see that from Method, yes, I imagine it would be the same thing, because both of these teams, they punish any weakness, right? They're going to jump to it. They're going to shut it down instantly. But if both of them play a relatively smart level of CS, this is going to be a close game.
Definitely should be. So, we're going to be going live into the final match of the day. It's going to be Method on the CT side here on Cash, and Epsilon on the T side. Krillin, the stand-in tonight for Epsilon, going to be wielding the utility on the P250 smoke and flashbang after the recent update as well, Jack. P250 is the same range headshot as the USP.
Interesting food for thought there, as Pulse with the USP in hand, wielding this dangerous weapon as he wants to strike upon the opposition. They burst their way in towards the B-bomb site, bounding their way through, but Pulse punishes two of them immediately. Jay-Z Walkings will fire back. They've got site control, but can they defend it?
Man advantage now for Method, but the retake's going to be hard. Retaking this B site, especially versus Glocks as well in the pistol, is difficult. Usually you're smoking off B main, smoking off checkers, molly in the backside. The problem is all you have is one smoke.
Jay-Z waiting to see if he can do any more damage here. Surreal will overpower him on the entry. There goes Surreal as well. It's not looking good. It's just Kevzi stuck in an awkward location, overwhelmed. Nearly a clean round for Method there. Only one casualty. It's Pulse that goes down. There's the defuse. But at least Epsilon got a bomb plant. A silver lining for them. Method, though, claiming the opening round.
Incredible play there from Pulse. In that scenario there, you shouldn't be getting one kill at all. You should be instantly taken out by those Glocks. 5 versus 4. Epsilon at the site. The round is as good as done. Instead, this is what we mean about the star power across the full roster here for Method, where any of these players can really step up when the team needs them. As we go into round number 2, the bomb was planted in the previous one, as you stated, which means it should be an eco here, and the 4-buy into round number 3. Method's goal is to have 4 or 5 stay alive. You want to have clean rounds versus the ecos and the pistols, so you don't have to drop over weapons, rebuy your Kevlar, your utility. You want to have your money strong, especially in your CT side cash, where mollies and grenades are so important.
Epsilon attempts to take mid-control early into this one. Kevzi takes a little bit of a dink. Crucial wielding the M4. So much damage being done by him right now. Surreal as well comes over to aid him, and it's going favorably towards them picking up the round right now.
Yep, 5 versus 2 run out. Kevzi and Krillin both have 2 Glocks here. At that range as well, you're looking at 3 or 4 dinks, so you can get 1 kill. Just going to be leaving Krillin now last alive. So far so good for Method. They're going to go 2-0 here, and it's looking likely as well they have 5 players staying alive, unless Krillin can find a headshot here quickly onto one of these players.
P250 in close range, it can always pack a bit of a punch, but it just depends if that's how the cookie's going to crumble. Instead, he will fall short. Pulse takes him down. They get the second round, and in a good fashion as well. It was a heavy investment. They didn't really go for the SMGs as they wanted to just win it fast, and more importantly, without taking too many casualties, and it was a clean sweep for him.
Saw Neil Zenio throw away his MP9 there before the round did end, which means he's probably going to be buying an M4 into this one, which he is. 5 rifles set up here for Method on the first buy round as we go into round number 3. Same goes for Epsilon on the Swedish side. 5 AKs for them. In Premier, they were playing with Barber and Cosmine, but now they're playing with different iterations of the lineup. You can see subs being brought in. It's not the same cohesion that these teams should be bringing to the Elite Series. Nevertheless, though, let's see if they can still fill in the positions of such players as Barbar and Cosmi.
Csgo. He's just going to be waiting for this push to come towards him right now on the elevated angle. Peeking for info as he wants to bob up. Glides into the elevated spot, but Zinkin gets that first kill. Crucial will get one, but he's traded back. This isn't the way the Method boys expected this round to go. It's now going to be a 3 versus 4 retake. The bomb has been passed towards site, so it can now be planted.
Low HP onto Zinkin, so the molly maybe could take him down. Kevzi towards A main. This is a very hard round now for a Method to win. They have money if they want to save this one, which they probably should do. Cyril could drop an M4, they can just take this one on the chin and buy up into the next one, but they're going to be going for it anyway.
They want to risk it all. Second Molotov goes in. Oh, JZ forced that position, he has to peek, they take him down. They can't get any more though. From the back line is going to be Kevzi that snipes with the AK. 2 critical frags go his way. It's all on the in-game leader of Method. He's picking up kills, but Zinkin had a better angle.
The timing there, he crosses the site just as Cyril takes his Molotov out. 2-1 now. Method definitely feeling the pressure now. You can see Cyril's face there. This game is live, and this is a best of 1. Each round counts. We're going to round number 4. 5 AKs. I say 5 AKs. 4 AKs for Epsilon. 5 rifles of that as the Vigilators 1 to Krele. And there will be the eco coming from Method. So, if we can see the money real quick, please, Keita. How much money do they have going to the next one? 1.9k. So they could buy. They could even buy an AWP as well if they wanted to. But of course, that'd be AWP, no Kevlar. But then again, there could still be a very good buy for Method, but at that point it should be 2-2. Another round from Epsilon where they should be able to have 4 or 5 stay alive and establish their money going forward.
A double boost up. Just waiting to try and take that mid control once again. They found success doing it into the previous round. It seemed relatively easy for them. A lot of utility being expunged by Epsilon though, as they will now go for the burst.
Play towards boost will ensue. Bomb going back towards the B site though. No stack here from Method just yet. We're actually quite B heavy right now. Let's see where Cyril goes as well. Can be staying towards connector. 3 players stacked towards the B side. Let's see if they can catch Epsilon off guard.
Coming in towards this B site. Charge being led by Kevzi with the AK in hand. They're going to burst through vents as well. Slip in a checkers and then converge on the site. Pulse is just waiting for the push to come towards him. Cyril hammers down the trigger ever so slightly with a deagle, but can't quite connect onto anything yet. Krill will find that first kill on towards Cyril as well. Nilzinho and co. just baiting their opposition, waiting for the right moment to try and strike, but it's really all coming up Epsilon. Csgo does damage with the CZ. It's 2 massive frags, but it's still not enough.
2-2 now, as we're going to go to round number 5. The second buy round of this final map of the night here between the hometown English team Method versus the Swedish imports of Epsilon. So, double setup right now. You can see as well, no armor on both of these AWPs. What's interesting, well, Jack, is Cyril's on the play on the secondary AWP. It feels like Pulse is known for AWPing that B-bomb site on cash on the CT side. Usually, when we saw Train as well, it was Cyril going for the double AWP. Pulse, there you have it, towards B. Does find the first. Already man disadvantage here for Epsilon.
Thing is, Pulse actually, in the times we have seen him wield the AWP as a secondary AWPer, he's very prolific in the amount of damage he does. Neil as well, caught, forced to fall back, will be taken out as he's traded out by Zinkin. So it is into a 3 versus 3 site take.
An AWP for the retake is difficult, but an AWP with no Kevlar as well makes it even more difficult. Then again, the timing again for Method. Zinkin able to cross, but doesn't the bomb just yet, so the bomb needs to make his way back towards this B-bomb site. Cyril towards highway. Can be defending what comes towards the A side, but it still looks like it's going to be B. Epsilon have control of the site. They have grenades as well. I don't see why they're forcing the issue. I'm trying to work out what exactly they're waiting for. Maybe another kill. Nevertheless, Crucial knows that that player hasn't got the bomb, and the bomb isn't on B just yet. Zinkin has no nades, but Krule does. Smoke comes out towards CT, and now the bomb should be able to cross. There's a gap.
Spamming through the smoke there, seeing if they can connect those shots, but nothing is really going to start to go in their favor just yet. They eventually get the bomb down as well. They go for the default plant. It's still a 3v3. There's been no kills traded in quite a long time, but the retake will begin to start now.
3 versus 3. Rotations in through vent and double CT. No one coming in from B main. There's no kill right now for the CT side. Just flashes, no Molotovs or smokes to warden off the T side. It's going to be difficult here for Method.
Zinkin trying to get the spray down, but he falls short there. It's actually Krill that finds the just 2 frags as he hammers down the trigger with the AK. That's a double kill for the super sub, and they do get the round.
2-3 now. This is going to be the advantage in favor of the Swedish side. Epsilon get to 3. There should be another eco or weak buy coming out from Method here, and it will be. CZ's being brought up already. They've lost 3 in a row now, and after this one it should be 4, which means 3.4k is their round loss bonus, so we could still be seeing potential for an AWP onto Crucial again, and for Pulse. Obviously Pulse gets that first goal, doesn't expect the second one, and maybe if he did, that could have been Method's round. Nevertheless, a strong performance so far from Epsilon. They slowed the round down, they waited for the aggression, they waited for the perfect time to plant.
Slowly tiptoeing their way through towards mid. Right now they've got a lot of map control easily. Method, obviously because they're Arsenal, they have to try and play the very lax style of CS, just group up, play for the late round retake if possible. No real investments this round as well, so they have to concede map control for free here.
Nielzina there, the HE grenade and P250. Obviously if he does damage with the HE grenade, suddenly those players are one-shot headshot with the P250, so that's the method behind that one. Fakes the boost on the box, now he's going to hide. Here it comes, the Molotovs and smokes down flashes towards the site. Should be fairly easy as well. These players have no Kevlar, as do get mowed down.
Yeah, Pulse getting the opening kill though back on towards Kevzy, so they at least go 1 for 1 so far. They have got the bomb down as well, so Epsilon getting the best possible outcome in this round with the additional cash bonus. They're just waiting to see when the Method players are going to run into their crosshairs. They won't get too much from this. They haven't really invested into the rounds. You can't expect a lot. They just need to stop losing as many weapons as possible. Epsilon just want to try and make this as good as a round as they can.
Jenko holding out towards T-spawn as well. 3 players from CT. Krille go peeking out, see if he can get some more kills to add to the scoreboard. Flashman comes out. His team are leaving him alone. He may be left behind here. Let's see if he gets some kills on the way out.
Trying to get out of there as he's hammering down the trigger. Looks like they will actually get away, essentially scot-free as he finds their headshots as well. Going to get away from the bomb blast. Jenko's waiting behind them, and they are quite low, so Jenko, unfortunately, he wasn't quite able to connect those taps with the gun. Otherwise, that would have been another free frag for Jenko there.
4-2. Method, if they lose this round here, and it goes 5-2, another week by, CZ Kevlar maybe 6-2. At that point, this is where Epsilon really do assert the dominance. After the pistol round, they've won every single buy round. And for the English side, they really need to start chaining and stringing these rounds together ASAP. Grouping up now outside B, flashes, the smoke comes out towards B main. Jay-Z trying to see if he can go for the first. Can I get that pick towards the B site and then they can explode upon it? Wow, that's actually interesting. He lines his crosshair up with the scope, and now it's going to be the perfect smoke towards CT. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that was a different take on the smoke there. Let's see how that is going to aid them though as this comes into effect. There's a all-out aggression towards this B site. Really, they bursted their way in. They're wreaking havoc upon the site. Kebsy as well finds that kill on Pulse. He is going to be so annoyed that they got that frag for free through the smoke with no trade potential.
5 versus 4 now. Neil towards Checkers. They don't expect him, they still loses the duel. Crucial now towards Vent. Has Kevlar this time for the retake, but the problem is it's still so unfavorable for them, they're going to be saving. They have $3,400 loss bonus, which means if they save here, they can still buy up into round number 8. So maybe there won't be another weak buy into the next one as I thought, as they are saving. The question is, can they get away scot-free?
Just going to have to try and save, as you said. There's no real reason to just risk running back in. A good, strong showing from Epsilon on their T side already, Snods. We're only 7 rounds into the action, and it's already looked very good of a response since the pistol round.
Yeah, the Epsilon players cheering away. Obviously, you want the momentum to be high. So it fuels the communication. You want players to be active in the comms as well, wanting to go for plays. Flash me here. Molotov this out for me. Boost me. And whatnot. 5 now to 2 as we go to round number 8. It's going to be another buy there for the Method side. They did save 3 weapons. And into another round it begins. This time they have kits, just in case the bomb is planted once again towards the B side. Crucial the op trying to make magic happen towards middle, and this time it's actually going to be tested.
Right now, just waiting for the push to come towards him. They have got the map control to play with as they get into the boosted angle. Molotov comes in as well. It's a classic play. Try and force anyone from sandbags out of position. Crucial just waits, gets the first kill though, takes down Jay-Z. That's a nice opener.
But again, the advantage in favor of Method that's happened for the past 2 buy rounds. They get the lead, but somehow, somewhere they let it slip. Boost comes out now, thinking going to go for the peak. Or not. I think they boosted in the wrong position there. Maybe they were worried that there's someone close that was connected to hear it. Crucial now playing towards default. This is smart. So Cyril was one of the A players. They've rotated the A player towards connector because you can't really have an AWP. You're wasting the AWP there towards CT spawn. But Kevzy's managed to get on the lurk here. The timing doesn't work in his favor, and Pulse finds the first again. And here you have it, 2 versus 5 now.
Some nice kills coming out. Eric as well wants to try and clear the site. Oh, gets taken out from the sideline by Genko, and it's all on Zinken. Trapped over by B. He's got his rifle and a dream into this round, but he actually does make a bit of a play. Finds the opening headshot, takes down Pulse, has to fall back and grab the bomb. It's unlikely he does anything really more into the round, but at least he might be able to get through and make it an expensive one for Method.
Genko reloading, so now Zinken knows where one is. Just found the first kill, making the second for himself. Into the round goes with Csgo peek, but Crucial is simply too fast. 3-5 now. He's going to round number 9. Method finally picking up a buy round here. They cannot afford to be reset economically. They need to chain the rounds together, similar to what we saw from Epsilon, because you can see they've still got money in the tank. 7,000 there for Jay-Z before he buys the AWP. So this is a pivotal round for both teams. Epsilon, if they win this round, they reset the money from Method and they can run away with the advantage here. 8-3 potentially. Method, if they win this round, they break the economy of Epsilon slowly but surely, and they build their own. They can get back into this one and try and salvage this half.
Once again, station towards mid. It's going to be Crucial attempting to hold them off. He lands the tag. Zinken down to 23 HP right now as they hit short control hard. Crucial still debating whether or not if he wants to hold or fall back to try and provide a little bit more Overwatch support for his team, as this push is coming in thick and fast. Surreal as well. It's a nice angle, but he needs to be deadly with his precision to try and get this headshot. Will get one, takes down Jay-Z. There's the second as well. But all the trades come back in favor of Epsilon. Kebsy and Grill instantly trade it back. It's just Nilzinho remaining in a 1v3. A smooth headshot there from Nilzinho, Snods, but a lot more to do.
He knows that one player's gone back towards A main, but has anticipate both the players. They have a Molotov for the bomb. But Neil has the kit, and he expects the double play towards A main, it seems.
Headshot comes in. He peeks around. Eric just had the angle covered. Waiting to see what could go down there, but it was just an instant headshot. Beautifully played so far.
You can see the Swedish side loving playing in the Gfinity arena here. Not so much right now for Method as they do fall short. And the money is reset 3-6. They can eco this one and maybe buy into the next one. Have a decent buy. But then that's when you're really putting all your eggs in one basket. If they lose, again, their money has never been in a scenario where they can build up some economy and really get things going. They have an AWP onto Crucial, but he needs the armor to back it up, especially a player like Crucial. He plays so aggressive. He needs the Kevlar.
Jay-Z, though, he's got a healthy buy on him. He's got his AWP out, his fateful weapon. Molotov's come in as well. Nicely played as they want to try and play it slow and structured. An awful lot of damage done with these pistols so far into the round. Crucial left in a 2 versus 3 as well towards the site as his teammate will rotate in. Neil finally arrives on the scene of the crime, hoping to try and stop them if he can. But unfortunately, Zinken, the elevated angle, just rains down hellfire from above.
Let's see what the play is going to be for Method. How are they going to change things? Are they going to get aggressive finally for a round of the CT half? It seems like Epsilon are able to dictate the pace whenever they want to. If they want to contact B, they can. If they want to contact A, they can. There's no resistance. We see some teams take control of B main, take control of A main, but there's nothing there so far from Method. Let's see if they actually finally get some aggression on the board and show some dominance here. But actually, look at the read. They're playing 3 towards middle. They're expecting a mid play from Epsilon, but actually they're playing 4 towards B, 1 towards middle, leaving just Pulse alone with no utility but a flashbang. But now the rotation comes in. Neil's there to support it, but support him with just the UMP. It's not really what you want.
Oh, push comes through. Pulse waiting as he tried to rattle off a couple of shots. Couldn't quite find anything really that will favour him too much. It's all going in the favour of Epsilon once more. Method realised they are forced to save. From a 2-round start for Method, where it looked like, all right, they've come in strong. This is going to be all 3 off the back of the pistol. It's been 7 rounds on the trot nearly for Epsilon.
Has indeed. This is the issue, though. They're forced to save again. It seems like time and time again, they get the B side for free. The only time they've really held the site properly was in the pistol, where Pulse found those 2 crazy kills in a scenario which he pretty much shouldn't have. What are Method going to fall back on now? They need some aggression. They need information because they're making the wrong plays.
There we have it. Another round going to go the way of Epsilon. That's their 8th round secured. Even if they get themselves a 9-6 half this early on, it's an incredible feat for them to be able to play this aggressively on their T side. The things we saw the last time they played, their CT half on Cash looks very well fleshed out.
Pause coming in. I imagine it's going to be Method's tactical pause. which it is. 55 seconds left on that one. So with the 1 minute they have, what can they really change? So they established the problem is B. They're smoking B main, they're mulling out checkers. How do you counter that? Do they try and smoke B main, take control of checkers themselves? One thing you can do is have a player play default, have a player play towards checkers. You smoke B main yourself, as in the front of B main, if you know what I mean, Jack. And then once their smoke comes in, the Molotov does fade. You then flash, you peek behind the Molotov, or you wait for the Molotov to go, you flash, and then you peek after the Molly fades away, essentially. The problem is they're not playing as a team. It seems like Method play one by one by one, and that's exactly how the rounds go. As the T side enters the site, they get one kill followed by a second one, followed by a third one. There's no trades.
Yeah, it's an odd situation to be in. They're just getting left in so many weird scenarios where they can't quite get their foot in. Method need to reset themselves. They've had a bit of a debate about what needs to change. They've got the buy coming out. Let's see what they can do here.
Oh, we're going to see some team play now towards the B side. Crucial's going to be going there with the AWP. The problem is they smoke it, man, the Molotov checkers. Unless he puts the Molotov out himself with a smoke grenade. Well, you can see already. So that's the counter smoke I was speaking about. He used that, counters the Molotov. The question is, will Kevsey go for the peak? Right now, they're 1 minute 30 left on the clock. Bomb outside A main, which means this might be telegraphing Epsilon to go towards the A side. Pulse with a FAMAS towards middle. It's not the weapon you want. You want an AWP or an M4. It's some good utility. Crucial to just find the first kill eventually as he does peek towards B main. We've seen this scenario so many times, Jack, where Method find the first and they still crumble throughout the middle portion of the round. Jay-Z trying to go for the pick. He knows that the AWP is towards B. Now he should realize he has free reign towards the A site.
Pop flash goes in, blinds Jay-Z, but he's still going to just try and face if he can. Oh, misses the shot though.
Still give me the advantage for Method. 50 seconds left on the clock. Bomb drop by mid main. Rotation's going back towards the B site now. Nilzina going to be joining the ranks of Crucial's AWP. And it seems like Epsilon will be opting to go towards B. Let's see that this time it's Crucial set of pulse.
Molotov starting to come in towards the site now to keep them at bay as this push comes through. Crucial misses the flick with the AWP, has the repeat. This is unlike Crucial, uncharacteristic of him. He's unable to find these frags, stays alive though somehow, still on the site as he extinguished the Molotov that went down, trying to burn him to a crisp. They have a great advantage into the round. Pulse is doing all the damage with the FAMAS as well. Zinken will get one kill, ready for more as he pops and weaves, but he couldn't quite get it. Cyril overpower him, grabs the AK as they secure the round.
3 HPs when he survives with that. So, we saw the last time Method win a round, they got reset instantly afterwards. So we're going to round number 13, it will be 8-4. Epsilon still, after losing the pistol, they're doubling the scoreline that Method have brought to the party. AWP onto Jay-Z once again. Haven't really been seeing too much of an impact. We saw him play last week versus Excel. He was the real playmaker for the side of Epsilon, getting the first kills, getting all the information as well. He's able to peek towards the A side, but Genko and Surov, they're not peeking towards them, and they're not giving away, showing any leg, you could say, to give away any chance of a first kill going in favor of Epsilon.
The thing is that worries me, Method, they need to be able to continue this now. You can't just get the odd round here and there and then be reset constantly. They have to further that, or else they run the risk of being completely broken in terms of their economy.
Crucial, the AWP towards winner this time. Let's see if he's about to be tested. Molotov comes out towards sandbags. And the peek comes in. Crucial towards white box. As he holds patiently, waiting for the aggression from Epsilon, but instead it's going to be the door burst. But look where Genko is towards Forklift. He's in the prime position.
Wait for this push to come his way. Genko with the rifle in hand. He wants to lay down the law here. The Molotov will force him out of position. Those nods. Throws the clip in the AK. Let's see if he can slay from far away. Cyril will come in with one. Shuts down the first man. Eric will trade it back though, but there's Genko. Comes into fruition with a beautiful double shot. Takes down both of them. And it's left in a 2-on-1. Somehow we saw Kevsey get the follow-up spray on Pulse. It looked like it was all to play for.
Once again, Nilzina now in the 1 versus 2. Both these players are low though. 60 HP onto Eric and 20 onto Kevsey. So one shot from the M4 will take down one of these players. But it's to find both of them as well. If they double peek, play together, his chances are even less. Let's see, one player towards door. Would he be expecting such a unique play?
Oh. That is filthy. As Kevzy just peeks out, rips him a new one.
I mean, usually you would be saying, why are you peeking in that scenario? Why would you leave it down to 1 versus 1 if you lost that duel? But sometimes you've got to say fair enough. 9 to 4.
You hit the shot, fair play.
Exactly. But that's money reset again for Method. It's happened every single round they won. They get instantly reset. Kevzy towards one of finds these 2 crucial kills as well. They had the man advantage. A little slip once again. 4 to 9. Going to be the eco from Method. They're trying to play for 10-5 here. They're trying to salvage what's left of the CT half.
They need to as well. Going through this, if we see Epsilon be able to secure all of the remaining rounds and get themselves an 11-4 half, it's an abysmal feat. It will really leave Method struggling to try and reset themselves.
Still no Kevlar for Method, which means you are favouring Epsilon into this round. If they get 10 already, after losing the pistol as well, Jack, this on paper in terms of buy rounds, if they won the pistol, this could have been a 12-3 half easily. It's one of those things where it's the same scenario for Prophecy, where they win both pistols, but they still lose in a very one-sided affair. For Method right now, if they do lose this 11-4, at what point are they calling, let's just play for the 10 rounds? And how much motivation are they going to have going into their second half? Especially on their T side as well, where it's even harder.
It's true. It's not a great spot to be in. They actually do get the initial frag as well, taking down Genko there. And they've got that site control. The rotate is fast on their feet to try and get over there to do something, but Surreal goes down after only getting 1 frag. Crucial going to grab his deagle and wait for his teammates to arrive.
You see, usually you do favour the T-Side, as I said in the preface before this one. But the problem is, what's the motivation going to be like? There's so many questions that need to be answered here by Method. They played so well last week. Today, it's not looking too good. Kevzy finds 2 nice headshots there. Taps both of the players onto Crucial and Neil. Leaving Pulse last alive here in the 1 versus 4. Best he can ask for us to get a kill for the statistics. That's about it. You can't try and break the economy, not even break, or damage the T-side economy because it's the final round. And frankly put, Epsilon are going to be loaded. So, what we're going to see from Method, they know that they've had weakness towards the B side, but they fixed it by bringing Crucial over there. They've had weakness towards A, but it was, I don't want to say fixed by Genko and Cyril playing, or just basically getting kills. What's been the major factor is Epsilon haven't even needed mid. Usually a team, when they're winning this dominantly, they take control of mid, or from there they split the sites, but Epsilon have been able just to walk into B and A and have success that way. This is what I was expecting earlier on though. Aggression from Crucial to get information.
Oh, Pulse. You can see they were aware of what's going on, so he had to fall back out of vents, but that's a lot of map control that's been conceded. Epsilon just allowed to take short control in a matter of seconds. Cyril forced that position as well. He's got to get out of there. He's trying to fall back and stay alive with the CZ. He's been given time to get into a good position, but he couldn't quite do anything. Nilzinho gets 1 before it's traded back. It's a 2 versus 4 now, and a retake towards A. That bomb surely going down soon.
2 versus 4, no kits as well. Crucial has no Kevlar. That's a nice flick though. Problem is, without the armor, 1 shot for the body. Well, the Rende's all useless, especially now the flank from Kevzy. He's been playing very well so far. Let's see, in terms of kills, he's on 16. Last week it was JC that was carrying the Swedish side, but today it seems like someone else has taken that mantle. Method. Looking sad.
Yeah, it's true. Absolutely broken, mate. They just can't get anything going from it. It's unlike the Method we're used to seeing, especially in this scenario, right? They kind of came in with a strong front. They were looking like they could definitely put up a fight, but just getting made mincemeat out of on Cash right now. Can they even switch that around their T half?
Guess we're about to find out. They won the first pistol, but this time they're going to be needing 2. Usually if a team wins 2 pistols, you are favouring them. At the moment, you're going to be putting your money on the Swedish side. Maybe it was just the fact that we were looking at this matchup in rose-tinted goggles because we are English, of course, and it was the English side. Maybe we had some bias going to this, but I definitely wasn't expecting it to be 11-4 first half in favour of the Swedes.
No, definitely not. I think both of these teams, you know, they've proven that obviously Method, we've got a lot more of a benchmark to base our opinions off of. But Epsilon definitely shown that they can step up to the mark, and it wasn't just a fluke with the amount of damage they did last week.
Both times Cash as well. So far, so good. Round number 16, second pistol of the final match of the night. Let's see. Paul's going to be the player buying up the double flashbang and smoke grenade. Going to be forced as a Kevlar as well for the T side. And for Epsilon, Zinken once again on the smoke and diffuse kit. Door burst here towards the A side. And actually, when you look at the setup here from Epsilon, it should work. In theory, this should work.
Oh,
but then again, that can happen.
Especially when Kevzy gets the opening pick right now, as he takes down Pulse. Push going to be coming through, though. They're spamming down these USPs. Jenko will overpower Kevzy, but do they know the location of JZ? As he strikes a double headshot, comes through, ready for the third as well, but eventually will be punished by Surreal, and it's a 2v2 retake now.
It's not planted for A main, though, which means Nil has to come out of A main and play towards Forklift and play a more aggressive stance.
Not a great situation to be in. Obviously cannot play for himself. Eric will strike as well. Takes down Neil. It's a 2 versus 1 retake. Surreal cowering in a corner right now as he has to try and stay alive. The push coming towards him thick and fast. This should be the opening pistol going the way of Epsilon. And Eric will secure it.
Pistols go 1 for 1, but unfortunately, this hasn't been a competitive game. The bomb is planted, though, which means we should be seeing a buy round from Method. Around early. Because the bomb was planted, they get extra cash, which means they can buy a round ahead. But this is the thing, right? When you do a door burst, it usually counters MPK and quad. The reason being is you can jump out, you're close range of the Glock, you can headshot while in the air. The positions that are really bad for door bursts are highway and forklift and towards the electric box, but instead, even though Epsilon should have quote-unquote lost that round in terms of the setup, still managed to prevail. It's going to be the Eco coming up from Method. This should go 13-4.
JZ holding down the hatches towards mid, but Surreal, whatever idea, is a beautiful 1D comes out. That's an incredible little opening frag.
We'll gather the man advantage from Method here into round number 17. M4 picked up there by Zinken, and now he knows there are players out of middle, but actually you can see Method a bit scared to take control of mid, which is fair enough. Obviously you don't want those long range duels. They're going to keep it close quarters here, going back towards their main, but look at Kevzy. He's been playing so well so far, goes for the jump spot, spots them out on that nade. There's about 100 damage collectively. Another push comes in towards A main.
Oh, he's just toying with them. He's softening them up so much. By the time they get to him, they're just so low. It's terribly easy for him to find these frags. Molotov's the delay as well. 50 seconds left on the clock. They're going to go for this burst towards the A site. It seems like they are focused on committing towards this. Kevzy and Co are in position. It should be an easy spray down.
No Kevlar, and the SMG's at close range. Spots that one player. Does get tagged up just a little bit, but still finds the kill.
Nice little 360 there. Some finesse on these frags as he is hungry for more. Crucial will punish. Pulse as well. Gets another. So at least they're going to get that bomb plant. Crucial if he finds this frag towards Truck as well. Maybe there's a lot of potential left in the round, but the push is coming through. The double face from the CTs overpower him, and it's left on Pulse with his scavenged M4, but he's got no armor to aid him.
How on earth he's supposed to play this round with just the M4 and no Kevlar? He has to isolate both of them. Finds one, gets the spray down, but unfortunately, the aim punch is too much to handle. And it sends his crosshair soaring into the sky, and the spray does not connect. 13-4. Bomb was planted again, which means we could be seeing an AWP this time. If you do get the bomb down 2 rounds in a row, and you didn't force by anything, or a PT50 or a Deagle or anything, you can buy the AWP. Let's see if they're going to bring it out here. And who's it going to be? Pulse, Crucial. Probably going to be Crucial, actually. What am I on about? It's not the old Method lineup where it was, you know, pass to pass with the AWP. Sometimes you see Stanley AWPing, especially on Mirage, you see him AWPing. You see Weber AWPing on Mirage as well. You'd see Jenko and Pulse AWPing. Nilsino AWPing as well on maps like Overpass and Cobblestone. But now it seems like there's more structure to the Method side. The problem is right now it's not showing.
You see the early face from Kevzy as well. Always glowing with confidence into these early openers. They spot it out, no one's really there close by, so he will back off in the meantime. Here's their footsteps as well, so he knows he just needs to hold for the late round push.
Still the 5 versus 5, 130 left in the clock. Bomb towards mid-main. Patience right now from the side of Method as they're trying to see if Epsilon get greedy with the advantage they have and give away the first kill. Jump spots coming out right now from Kevzy. Decent nade, does a few ticks of damage. 2 Crucial boosts are going to come out as well, trying to exploit the gap of the smoke. Unfortunately for Method though, no one from Epsilon playing towards quad this time. Close towards their main is Kevzy. If the door is opened by Nil, that could be the first kill for Method.
Forced to fall back though, as they will reset themselves, attempt to restructure this attack. Obviously this round is in incredibly decisive of how the game's going to go. Will this give Method their next lifeline, or are Epsilon going to be incredibly close to locking down the game right now?
Aggression towards A main. Kevzy keeping his form as he finds another one. Oh, gets a second as well. Crucial now trying to see if he can get that trade kill. Finds one. Problem is Kevzy is still alive towards that A side.
Flashbang's coming over. Crucial as well. If he peeks out, he'll surely fall. Let's go down. Pulse pushing in towards the B-bomb site. Flashbang goes over, but they don't know about the man on the rear. Look at Krul's location. He could just spam them down. Gets 1 kill on Pulse. It's all up to Genko. Even if he gets the bomb plant, at the very least they've got cash, but it's not going to be enough.
Genko now the 1 versus 4. We see some incredible plays from him in Season 1. Can he bring it back into Season 2? Finds one, but eventually gets traded out. Goes for the wide face. Shows too much. And there you have it. Epsilon don't take any chances to get to 14. 10-round advantage now for the Swedish side, as it looks like they're poised to close this one out in quick fashion.
Yeah, this just looks dominant, Snuds. There is nothing that Method can do. They are just getting pounded upon round in, round out.
Last week we thought Method had finally brought things back together with their old from their old lineup to their new lineup. But maybe those questions are still to be answered here, Jack. A game like this is what we expected to see from the last lineup, which had its internal struggles, its internal problems. When you looked at it on paper, it was phenomenal in terms of the skill and the caliber of the players, but it didn't click in game. When are we finally going to see success that we should be seeing from Method when you look at these players on paper?
Well, we're getting the big wins that they deserve right now, because it's surely not happening today. This is going to be match point secured by Epsilon, it seems. It's currently in a 4 versus 4. This is going to favour the T's ever so slightly, but there's the backstab once again coming through. The super sub has been incredibly effective in that. Eric actually gets punished from the sidelines by Crucial. Cyril also takes down Zinken. It's on the super sub to do some damage, but Nilzinho was ready for it. Strikes, leaves up to Kebsy. The headshot there from Cyril. They deny match point at least.
9 more needed though, if they want to force OT. Can they grind out 9 rounds in a row? It's a big ask. Usually you expect those teams that can grind out 5 or 7 rounds in a row excel when they go back to the tactical notepad. Teams like Envious, again, they have the tactical depth. Teams that can have their setback their go-to rounds essentially, where they have their strong executions. It's all kind of strong things. A strong spray control there from Genko and Pulsewall. I mean, this might be quite fast when Epsilon go for the eco, so they can have a good buy to the next one.
Yeah, a reasonable strategy to go for. Obviously, save your pennies into this round and then come back in stronger as the game develops. They know they have a ton of a buffer to play with, so they can afford to lose a few rounds here and there.
Krille, obviously, quote-unquote, back against the ropes, will eventually go down. So 6 to 14, so now it's only 8 more rounds required. Or 10 if they just want to simply win flat out, 16-14, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. Then again, we see some crazy things. We saw Infused 11-0 up versus Envious Academy. Another eco going to be coming out from the Swedish side as they want to have the best buy possible going into the buy rounds. They don't want to take any chances of giving up 3 rounds.
Fast play once again coming through towards the B-bomb site, it seems, for Method as they throw them down towards mid right now. So they did want to try and go for something a little bit audacious, but they've dialed it back.
Bomb towards mid-main. Again, Method playing this one nice and calculated, playing it slow, waiting for the aggression from the side of Epsilon. Kevzy pushing towards doors at Deagle, and Kevlar actually, so there is still presence here from Epsilon to this round. Issue is what happens if they do land those shots. Actually, Zinken's baiting for Kevzy, but you see there Neil, wise, expects to play. Does suss out one player. Pulse finds the first, Cyril finds second. It's going to be a 5 vs 2.
Very well done as they are picking them off. Oh, Pulse as well. Wanted to try and get that fragment towards JZ, but couldn't quite connect it. He grabs himself the AK, backs off as well. Cyril back in time now as he wants to try and grab the bomb and link up towards the A site.
Eric will retrieve the AK off the dead body there from Pulse. So if Epsilon want, they can have an... well, they might as well just save the AK Kevlar. JZ can also save the Kevlar here. The reason being is he is the AWP, so he can just save the Kevlar, save the pistol, save the flashbang, bar the AWP into the next one. Lots of saving going on here. It's like watching Excel.
Away. So, as this round goes on, obviously they will be able to get away scot-free with the AK-47. Saves them a little bit of cash and gives them that rifle to wield into the following round. Method, seeming like they have been able to find some kind of decision-making that gives them the extra advantage they need. They can pick up rounds now. They just need to keep this going, as there isn't much room for mistakes. They have one round they can concede. And even then, that will give Epsilon the overtime at a bare minimum.
I can't remember what it is now. What, 7 rounds more? 6 rounds maybe? Let's see if they can actually bring this one back. So it is 7 to match the score. And the problem is if they want to get OT as a bare minimum, it's 8. If they want to actually outright win this one, they need to win 9 in a row and collectively 12 rounds straight. We saw Infuse win 11 rounds straight. The problem is I don't think Method are going to be able to match that. Double upside this time. Is this what's needed to ward off the aggression so far from the side of Method? Crucial there, holding for the jumpy from Kevs. You know that he's been opting to go for that play for the information. But unfortunately it wasn't quite fast enough. And still 1:30 left on the clock here. Epsilon and Method both playing slow defaults. Nothing really too audacious. No double triple pushes towards B. Nothing crazy towards door. As both teams realise the pressure here as they're playing this one slow and thought out.
Nice little boost comes out, but Surreal not going to be able to spot anything just yet as they do regroup and assert themselves towards the B-bomb site. Jay-Z's in position though. If Pulse overextends here, surely he finds the early frag.
You'd hope that they'd flash this angle, knowing that there could be an AWP here, and they will. They flash beam in, they go for the peak, but look at this. This is the smoke I was talking about. Where was this smoke from Pulse or Ilzinho on their CT half to slow down the T side? So, all players here from Method grouped towards the B side. You can see Ilzinho going to be throwing some flashes and nades towards A, trying to mimic some A control. The problem is it going to work? No, it's not, because instant reply from Epsilon.
Oh, Molotov saw through the sky though to try and force Jay-Z out of position, but he still holds strong. Misses the early shot though. Tried to get the second, but Crucial was too fast and too furious into that round. They've secured site control now. They can slip on, get it planted. Kevsy's in the rear, but unfortunately you cannot find those frags. Nilzinho punishes him. Zinken and Eric forced to save. It's an 8th round for Method.
So far, so good here from the Brits. As they win 4 in a row. As we go into round number 23, it will be 14-11, still in favour of the Swedish side heavily. As they're only 2 away from closing this one out. The execution towards B, you saw Jay-Z had 2 opportunities there to land 2 crucial kills and missed. I actually heard someone behind me slam their desk from the side of Epsilon. So you can see frustration starting to build now for Epsilon as they're getting angry at themselves for not being able to close this one out in quick fashion.
Yeah, they're a little bit annoyed about how this one has gone.
Thing as well is, Jack, they don't want to give Method 10 rounds. Obviously, Method, big competition for them. When you look at the teams that are probably going to get top 4, let's have a think. Who do you reckon? I'm going to put you on the spot here right now, Jack. Who do you reckon is getting top 4?
It's a bit of a tough one, mate. I was going to say Epsilon Envy, but then maybe not. So I don't know. It's a hardie. Why? What is your point with all this?
I'm just saying, all right, I'm just saying that Epsilon don't want to give away points to Method because they're a team that's in the foreground to try and get top 4.
Right.
Don't worry, mate. It's just, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Peak comes out, Crucial unable to connect the shot though as they are holding back for the meantime. Surreal going to rattle off shots with this AK but can't quite find too much as the push is coming through. Pulse a double kill towards the B-bomb site though, nicely done as they are playing these rounds how they should be. Oh, cheeky little molly.
Kevs is a Zeus as well. Let's see if they get in range of him to use it. No, they don't. Method claim another round it seems unless Zinke with the M4 goes nuclear. Krillate, ooh, timing there in his favour actually, so he might be able to find a kill onto Pulse, but the bomb will go down, but that's a gun that Krillate can save, or go for a knife and get extra cash.
Ooh, let's go for the butcher play. Makes mincemeat out of him, cuts him up. It's a nice bit of cash and a free AK into the next round.
14-9. 5 in a row now from Method. But they're still going to need another 5 if they want to match the rounds that Epsilon put on the board. Krilla trying to save the AK. There's no Kevlar. Then again, Neil on hot pursuit. He's only on 17 HP. Gets put it out there by Csgo, and eventually will go down. 14-9 now, so we're going to round number 24. 5 rounds now separating these two teams. We saw a massive comeback from Endpoint when they were 7 to 11. Well, 7 to 11 down, and they won 8 rounds in a row to force their match point. Thing is this the difference between an AWP and an M4? That's the thing. And I think it actually might be. AWP now for JZ. As we get to round number 4, how is he going to be utilising this one? We've already seen and starting to hear frustration from the side of Epsilon as they're unable to close this one out. They don't want to give away 10 points to Method. Oh, sorry, 10 scoreline, 1 point to Method. They want dominant victories here.
Yeah, they need to reassert themselves, close it down within these next 2 rounds, and stop Method from getting themselves that additional point on the board. JZ in position, though, waiting for the push to come around, has to refocus. Crucial as well, still holding the angle, takes him down as he finds the headshot. That's the entry they need.
That's risky as well from JZ. You know that Crucial's holding this angle in the last buy round, you still go for that peak. Maybe Epsilon are starting to try and force the issue. This is one of the things that happens, Jack. We speak about this a lot, where teams are, they have a big advantage, they want to close the game out. To force it, they force the issue. And they over-peak, they over-aggress, and they give away these kills. Look at this. They're pushing through smokes.
Complete control now, secured the A-bomb site. Pulse, and Mosey on his way through mid. Cyril trying to get another follow-up frag as well. Takes down Zinken in the end. 10-14 now.
So now they've claimed 1 point. But can they still get 3? Should be seeing a pause here, and I think we have. There should be a tactical pause from the side of Epsilon as they try and work out what they're going to do next. They're probably going to be on a half buy here. CZ, Kevlar, maybe a flashbang or smoke here and there. Apart from that, what can they bring to this round? It's probably going to go 14-11. We've seen some very clean anti-ecos from Method where they're molling out the A side, they're grouping together well, they're going for good flashbangs, they're flushing out the CT side. Just a quick highlight reel as they were 14-4 down as you saw at the start of that highlight clip. Now they've managed to bring this one back to 14-10.
4 rounds away from equalising. Obviously, if they get that 5th round as well, it's going to be at the very least match point secured. Epsilon, though, this entire time, they've only needed 2 rounds to win the game.
So, you can still see Epsilon talking things over, trying to work out their plan of action into the next round. But then again, as I mentioned before, it probably will be a half buy, so are they going to try and stack a site, try and push towards door potentially, get aggressive towards one of the halves of the map, or try and stack towards one of the halves of the map? I guess we're about to find out. Method, they have 2 more chances to make mistakes. If they lose this round here, it will be match point for Epsilon. If they lose another one, they will claim that they will lose the match and Epsilon claim the victory. So far, so good from them. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Gonna go for a counter boost, it seems. Cyril's there, though, so should spot out any heads if they want to try and go for a little bit of a cheeky play. Meanwhile, towards mid, Csgo just holding, spamming through the smoke as well.
There is a kit onto Krille and Kevlar as well. It's going to be 4 Z there to the PT50 onto KevC, so they do have Kevlar across the board, which means if they get a kill, pick up the M4, they can actually have some Kevlar to back up the firepower. Crucial again going for the same take towards there. You flush aim in, you peek it, you play very, very slow as they're expecting aggression from Epsilon.
I'll try and group up, and it seems go towards that B bomb site now. Nelzinho attempting to get control towards mid. Oh, there's a location of Zinken as well. He's heard the vent pop, so he's aware that someone is afoot.
Has a molly as well if he wants to molly out vent. Instead, it's going to be clearing close middle. Trying to isolate a player. If he goes towards vent, then will Zinken get the drop in him? Yes, he will. There's the first gun. There's armor behind this AK.
And you expect him to get the initial frag. There's the trade going on as well as the entries coming out towards the B-bomb site. Cyril, he's trying to trade it back once again, but Eric is incredible in being able to get these frags. Close range P250 kill as well. Comes through from JZ. Oh, Zinken reigns supreme from the elevated angle. Finds the kill with a headshot. Ruthless stuff. Gets him to match point now. Stomps 1 round away from closing out the game.
The stack towards the B site works. Had 3 players there. 1 towards A, 1 towards middle. And you can see the frustration on Cyril's face there. They've claimed 10 rounds as expected. They get to 10 and then they let it slip. 15-10 now. 5 match points for Epsilon. Method no longer able to win this in regulation. They have to force OT.
Taking that fight towards the A-bomb site early. Crucial back on the AWP. It's a weapon that he needs in his hands. He can be incredibly predominant with it.
Could be seeing the Shroud boost here. Oh, he's made noise. Did Cyril hear it? I think he has. He expects a player there on the old Toxic Barrel now, the wooden box. So he hears a player there go up on top of Shroud. Now they know where one player is in the A site. They can go towards A. They can flash out and get this one kill onto Kebzy, and from there take out the firepower that's been backing up the Epsilon side.
He needs to clear it as soon as they go out though. If for some reason he second guesses himself, Kebzy could go huge into the round. The bomb has restructured as well. It's on the move slightly, so it seems like there is still a debate on how they want to try and play out this round.
Holding the angle towards A main, but they know exactly where he is. Here it comes. 4 players towards A main, 1 player towards door. Good and well-timed Molotov, but they're all stacked up together. Here comes the execution.
Need to push their way out. Will Kebzy be able to get a free couple of kills? No, Genko clears it, takes him down with a swift headshot. JZ burnt to a crisp as well. It's all on Zinken in close range. He's only going to get one before he's traded back out. It's on Eric and his brother in crime here. Well, miles away. They can't do too much, Nods. They essentially need to save this one.
There's no reason to go for this. Save the weapons into the next one. You already saw in the last round where they had those CZ Kevlar. That's all they needed to claim a round. Have them enforced, they can definitely still go over the final hurdle and get to 16.
It's going to be an 11th round now on the board for Method. Debating if they want that double up setup as well, but Pulse is going to put it down. Just stick to the one on Crucial rather than running the risk of having both on that T side.
Yeah, when you have double up setup, it's very stagnant. You want to have, well, you're basically opting in for the CTs to peek you. So round number 27, 15 to 11. Money reset now for Epsilon. But then again, because they won the round when they were on eco, you've already got 2,000, 3,000 in the bank. You win the eco, you pick up the weapons, you still have 3,000 left. So what that means is when you actually lose that next round, you're not in a full reset. You still have money to play with, and you can already see on your screens 3 M4s and AWP there for JZ and the CZ for Zinken. Let's see. If they lose this one though, Jack, there is definitely a chance here for OT.
It's true, it's on the cards at this point. I see those. JZ, he struggled a little bit in the previous round when they went towards that B bomb site. He was missing some critical shots, so the 3-man boost coming out as well. They're going to jump up, sit on the ledge. Oh, they've made noise though. Luckily, no one is close by.
Apart from Genko. Does get the first gun to Krille. So they could have boosted towards mid-main and mid. Let's see, 3 players outside A right now for Method. 2 towards A main, 1 towards door. Genko holding for the mid push, finds 1 kill. That's all he's going to get so far. The question is, when do Epsilon spring their attack over boost?
Genko still intrigued on if there's anyone else close by. This boost play is going to be critical as well. It depends on the timing of how they wield it, but they drop down. They find the frag on Crucial. There is the trade back from Nilzinho, but is he suspecting the second CT to be there? No, he's not. To Eric, he gets a free kill. Knows the location of the bomb as well. It's a 3v3 with the CTs having bomb control, but they should be able to flank round.
They have to kill Kebzy here. Sorry, Eric towards boost. Actually comes off of boost, but somehow, some way, Kebzy still gets the kill.
Oh, Eric as well. Another frag goes his way. This is how they should be able to close down the game right now. Polsto stays alive ever so slightly. He's left on 13 HP as the flashbangs will go over and they try to make their approach towards that A bomb site. A last-ditch attempt to see if he can achieve anything as he pre-fires round, but Kebzy finds the kill. And there you have it, Epsilon. A victory for them as they secure the win over Method today.
16 to 11. From a 14 to 4 scoreline, Method were bringing that one back just to keep us at the edge of our seats. They do claim 1 point, they get over 10 rounds, but 1 point is all they're going to get here. They had a very swift victory last week versus Prophecy, but this week they're the ones on the opposite end of it, where they're the ones that get dominated.
It's true. Incredible feat there. They lock it down swiftly. They had some strong moves, good individual plays.
So, I mean, look how things went there. Method get the first win, sorry, the first pistol round win. They're 2-0 up, and then from there the cracks started to show. They lost round and round and round again. They also were forced to flame? Sorry, I was reading Cyril's shirt there. Forced to save round and round again. And that's one of the issues where you lose the site control. It's a 3 versus 3, but the problem is when you have the control of the B site, the A site, and you have grenades still to use, Molotovs to throw out, delay the CT push, allow the bomb to tick away even further, you may as well just save and take a chance into the next round.
Well, there you have it, an upsetting sight for any Method fans out there as they do let that one slip. An upsetting sight for everyone are the boys on the desk.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Jackie and Snods. Epic game that definitely needs breaking down and analysing. We will do that after a quick little break, and then we will come back and talk about that 16-11 victory to Epsilon. So what a great day it's been at the Gfinity Arena here in the Elite Series for CSGO, and what a great way to cap off such a spectacular day of CSGO with a 16-11 win for Epsilon over Method in map cash, which gives Epsilon 2 wins in a row, 2 weeks in a row, even though they'd done a little substitution and brought in their coach. Joining me and SEO and Herald on the desk is Jay-Z Watkins. We've got to talk about the blueprint to your success today, Jay-Z Watkins. What gave you the edge over Method today?
I think just the information plays we made. That's just what won us around. The information plays. That's all about it.
Yeah. And Method were breaking into a strong lead at various points, and then you sort of, and vice versa. It was toe-to-toe at some time. But were you ever nervous? Did you ever think that we might not have this? Especially with the substitution that you'd done to get Krilly in there.
Actually, not really, because we know what was going wrong, and they were picking off us like one by one. We were dying, they were one man up all the time, so. And we had no information on them, so we just had to man up and take information on the map and stack on the right sites, and that's why we won.
Yeah, and it's fantastic, 2 wins in a row. Essie, would you say like it's the Empire state of mind for these guys when they're up there? They're able to really sort of just see it out, whatever the opposition is. Method were the strongest, you'd say, at the moment, British side.
I wouldn't say Method are the strongest British side right now, to be honest. I'd say
based on today's roles, but when we're going into this match, they've got a strong victory in
on
week
paper,
1.
they've definitely got a very, very strong lineup. Like, it's undoubtable that that lineup has 5 players is very, very strong. On Epsilon today, they didn't look like they were at any point going to lose. Honestly, they're very, very in control. It was similar to the game against XL, to be honest. I think it was 14-4 roughly, that sort of area, and then they kind of let a few rounds slip. Possibly being nice, like giving a point to other teams. I don't know. Don't know how nice they are.
Yeah,
but they were very in control, and it didn't look like they were going to lose at any point.
Yeah, and where do you go from now then, Epsilon, as a team? Where do you push forward? How do you get better in this competition?
How do we get better? I think we just need to get more depth into our game, and the individual skill is there. We have some nice executes. We just have to get together a bit more team play and be calm in certain situations, and we'll be there.
Yeah. What I'm going to do right now is throw a little to backstage with Lottie, who's with Nilzinho.
Nilzinho, not the result that we were hoping for, but let's be a little bit nitpicky with this because you guys are a really skillful team and we are looking for more wins from you throughout the season. So let's just break this down. You guys didn't have the best mid-control in that map at all, and a couple of key frags didn't go your way either. What was happening within the team? Was it comms? Was it the fact you couldn't quite get your heads together? What was happening?
I think our T side was all right that game. You can't win a game when you have such a bad CT side like that. It's always going to be like an uphill struggle. And then we lost the pistol as well. I think our T side was fine. We knew kind of what we were doing. It's like Jay said as well, we kept picking them off and it was kind of going perfect for us. Obviously we lost the equal round, which kind of killed the game, like the comeback for us. But it's really hard to win a game when you have such a bad CT side, and all the way through practicing this week, our CT side has been horrific, but we kind of hoped it would just kind of click when we got here, but it was the same problems happening again, so we were going to have to totally redo Cash or just not play it anymore, because it's not one of our strongest maps.
Towards the end of the game, you guys started playing with an aggressive streak, you're pushing a bit more forward. We saw a couple of rounds where you were quite patient as well. Why didn't we see more of that at the beginning?
Again, yeah, I think it is just our CT side. We just need to play way more aggressive, I think, if we want to have a chance. T-side again, I think it was good. We played aggressive, but I think the aggression comes when you start bringing the rounds back and people get more confident. But CT side, we just couldn't string more than one round together. We'd win pistol, won the next round, but lost the first gun round, and we just win one, lose one, so you can't do much.
Neil, we've got Envy next week. You got this on paper. Let's pull that win away. Tom, back to you.
Thank you very much, Lottie. Great insightful chat with Neil Xenia, top lad, and I know that he'll go away from this. They got that point, and we'll build on this. This is the current standings. You can probably still hear a few of the Infused lads who are sticking around like a bad smell, but then they are quite entitled to, because after their fantastic victory over Envious today, they were there with 4 points. And from the wins today, they can build on it from the teams, but then Prophecy will be coming back next week, hoping to improve on that. You know, as Jay-Z himself said, it's on to the next one for Epsilon with week 3. But for you guys, who was big pimping today? Who stood out?
I think we definitely have to look at Infused. Infused had an excellent day. They played some great Counter-Strike and they had an upset result. You know, that's unexpected. They did very, very well to do that. Now, looking forward, we have to say, are they going to be able... You've got to stop smiling at me. You've got to say, can they go forward? Can they continue this form? Can they continue doing all the work, putting the practice in, putting the effort in? And if they can, fantastic. It's another UK team doing well. But Endpoint as well, fantastic day today. Keep that up. If they can carry on like that, who knows how far they could go.
No, thank you very much, and a point well made there, Harold. And what about yourself, SEO?
Yeah, I feel like Endpoint, you know, got through with it in the end. But for me, it's got to be, you know, Infused as well. Like, you know, Sonny mentions that it was unexpected, but they looked very comfortable and they were very confident. And confidence is, you know, the way forward with Counter-Strike. So it's good to see them performing very well.
Yeah, so can we see it? I mean, a bold prediction right now, before we head to week 3 next week, 7 days' time, can you get Prophecy that point? Are they going to get it next week? I want to come back to this prediction next week. No?
Do we know? Yeah, we know who they're playing. Who are they playing? Hold on, let me just...
No one. We will find out, but obviously for week 3, we will find out next week. But listen, there's no church in the wild. Listen, gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure today to Jackie, to Snods, who have been casting, and to Harold and SEO. Thank you so much. Listen, 2 weeks in, and the Counter-Strike competition is proving full of surprises. A last-minute sub proved no problem for Epsilon. A reworked lineup has gelled for Endpoint, and a matchup with the hot favourites was inspiring for Infused. Join us on Friday for more from the Street Fighter competitions, where you'll see all of those pop-offs. And from all of us, all I need to say to you guys is bye for now.
This is good, Prophecy. This has been a huge individual display. They took that round with dominance.
KS bounds up into the sky.
Endpoint taking on Excel.
Bluzzer is popping heads.
Excel are good at grinding out these rounds.
Once again, Matt! Vasher!
That's sneaky.
Another round for Infused. Aaron just punishes everyone.
Envious are picking up a pace.
Fry rips his way for everyone.
Epsilon taking on Method.
Method, he's picking up kills. This just looks dominant. Ruthless stuff.